Hey, so I had a pretty good lunch spot today. I got like a waterfall behind me. Um, and so I figured I'd try one of these videos again. Just talking. Um, and so what happened recently, it was this weekend, I reacted to a Zepla video on my stream. And I posted the reaction on YouTube. And the reaction I got in some of the comments was really interesting. So, TLDR on the Zepla video, right? Is Endwalker is the worst expansion, and a lot of people are just stopping playing Final Fantasy XIV. And so I just wanted to talk about that for a second, because there's a few things I wanted to clarify. Especially there was one comment I read, and they said there's problems with the game, and those problems are causing people to leave. And I want to start with a statement of kind of duh. Of course there's problems. Of course there are problems with Final Fantasy XIV. And I'm going to be one of the first people to tell you that there are. One thing is, the trust system is cool, and it has its reasons, and it has its place. But the changes they make to the main scenario dungeons make all of the dungeons one note. They all play the exact same way. It's all the exact same. You go into a main scenario dungeon, you know it's 3 bosses. You know there's groups of ads in between. You know you can pretty much wall-to-wall pull. And the boss is going to have pretty standard mechanics. They're going to be, okay, dodge the little piss zone, the orange circle zone, and do damage. And that's it. There's a lot of other things, right? This relic, right? Worst relic ever, because it's just tomestones. There's nothing to it. But what I want to talk about, because what I said a lot in that reaction, is that the game is the most popular it's ever been. And a lot of what the video was about was, I was saying, was a lot of bias. And the bias I was talking about is like, what do you like about the game? What do you enjoy in Final Fantasy XIV? And is that content there for you? And for a lot of people, it's not. Because a lot of people like exploration zones. And I spent 4 hours in Baja yesterday, and I still hate exploration zones. Eureka and Baja are the worst content in the game, in my opinion. They suck. It's just fate grinding. It's Atmas with extra steps. And nobody fucking liked Atmas. Or what was the one in Heaven's Word? Luminous Crystals. But, that's it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you other than that. It is the most boring fucking shit in the game. But people love it. And that was my opinion. Your opinion can be different. Right? And there's no exploration zone. That's a lot of what people are complaining about. People are saying, like, wow, there's no exploration zone in Endwalker. And that's part of why I don't like it. But, so, let me contextualize some of what's going on in Final Fantasy. Because what I think people are complaining about, and by the way, what they're really doing is whining, because whining is complaining without solution, without offering solutions or the way to fix it, or opinions on what can be done to do better. And what I'm hearing, what I'm thinking is happening is the pandemic caused the most people to be in the game, as well as post Shadowbringers with some of the best content in the game. And most of the people I talked to, they joined in 5.3 or 5.4. And so they joined 5.3 during the best patch the game has pretty much ever had. And during a time where everyone was doing nothing but playing video games inside. And the game boomed. Everything boomed online. Everything. And what I'm hearing is that people are saying that it's pretty much, they're saying it's failing from success, right? These people, they, even if you're not one of these people, let me continue my story bit. Joined during 5.3, 5.4, some of the best patches, instantly dropped into 6.0, one of the best expansion like 0.0 stories. And then 0.1 started, and they started getting into, oh, I have like 3 months between story beats. What? And then there's no really in-depth trial story, because the trial story from Shadowbringers was one of the best stories in the entire game. Whirl It was great. And there's no massively grindy element that I can spend like a ton of time in because I'm bored and I don't want to go outside. So, wow, I don't like 6.1 then. That's what I'm kind of seeing, and it's like why people are leaving. And the problem is that people are looking at this and not realizing that the game was oversaturated. Just like everything was online from the pandemic, a lot of people joined that normally wouldn't have. And the game has to have an equilibrium of balance, just like everything does. It's going to have a nice middle on the amount of people that like to play and consistently play. That number tripled, if not quadrupled, and even more so during the pandemic. We had so many players. We still have like the most players we've ever fucking had in the game. So obviously some people are going to get tired. And in that video, and there's some people online, right? And you have to understand there's a thing called a vocal minority, right? It's the people you hear. It doesn't mean that's the majority. It's the people who are talking. And my vocal minority is probably different than yours, because what I'm hearing a lot of is, wow, this game is really good right now. I can't wait. I have so many things that I want to do. There's so many things I want to get into. I'm seeing all these people who are just now starting to want to raid for the first time, who are really getting into the game, and that might not be your friend group. That might not be you. A good example of this is the MCU, right? Marvel, the movies, right? Me and a lot of my friends probably are tired of Marvel movies. Like, it's been done. It's the same shtick. It's the same stuff over and over and over. But hey, you and your friends might really like what Marvel's doing right now. You might really like the shows. You might really like the current movies that are coming out. You might be really happy about all of the live action superheroes stuff going on right now. A lot of people aren't. So that's the bias that I'm talking about. How some people are saying, wow, the game is the worst it's ever been. People are wanting to not play anymore. These people are people who have spent 80,000 hours, or not 80,000, 80 hours, 40 to 80 hours a week. That's what I was trying to say. Like 40 to 80 hours a week, every week, for like 4 years, 5 years, if not 10 years. It's the 10-year anniversary, right? Playing the same game. Of course you're going to get burnt out. I burned out in Stormblood. Like, right, we had not years, Eureka. We had a trial storyline. We had main story. We had everything that you talk about, like, oh, I really like these things. And I burnt out in it. A lot of people I knew burnt out in it. So does that mean that Stormblood was the worst expansion? A lot of people would agree with you. A lot of people would. And I'm not meaning in the post, I'm meaning like in the main story as well. And so what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get across is not that the game doesn't have problems. Not that Endwalker is the best expansion ever. But that if maybe take a step back, take a look at it. Think about what you actually want, because I'm hearing a lot of, wow, I don't want to play anymore, but I don't know why. I just have nothing I really want to do. And I mean, yeah, go play other games. I know USGP has said that, and that's part of one of the complaints. Like, wow, don't tell us to go play other games. We want to play your game. But I mean, even if Final Fantasy XIV was a perfect game, if a really good game came out, say Elden Ring, you'd still want to take a second away and go play that game. And if everyone in the community only played Final Fantasy 14, it would get stale. It would get dull. It would stop being fun. If instead everyone in the community went away and played other games, and then saw, oh hey, this is something I really like that this game does that 14 doesn't do, and you take that back and you go to the you go in the forums and like, hey, I really like this, and I really wish 14 did this, and hey, you know what? Maybe one of the devs reads that, maybe Yoshi P reads it, and it's, oh my god, that would be amazing, and it gets added to the game. That's an interaction that would never happen if 14 was this game that kept your attention 24/7. And when I say take a break from the game, I also mean don't react to every single drama, every single video, every single thing that gets dropped in 14 that has over 5,000 views on YouTube. Because that's not taking a break from the game. You are still thinking about it 24/7. Take an actual break. And maybe don't play other video games. Maybe go for a hike. Maybe watch some movies. Maybe just do some other stuff. And when you come back to 14, maybe it feels fresh. Maybe you give it a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months. One nice thing about 14, you can cancel your sub. Spend that $15, 14, whatever, how much it is right now, on something else. And then come back. And you know what? Maybe another patch dropped. New dungeon, new content, new raid. You can get a new raid together. What I'm saying is that what people are complaining about is a natural life cycle. And they're complaining about the game suffering from success. It is so big, it's so huge, it's so amazing right now. It's the top of the world. It's got to come down a little bit. That doesn't mean it's going to crash and burn. It's going to stabilize. In unnatural inflation from pandemic, from different things, from extreme hype, it's going to settle. Now, it'll probably settle above where it did before, like, all this huge boom that we had, which is good. That's growth. But what I'm saying is that the game's not dead because you're not really wanting to play right now. That's good. That's healthy. Go do it. I hope that kind of settles some of the debate, some of the like comments. I'm not entirely sure what all everyone had to say is. But hey, be happy, be hyped, be excited for 7.0. You don't know what's going to come. We know a little bit. But also, if you want the story to feel fresh, stop reading all of the stop trying to pick apart every single trailer ever, and stop and just let the story take you. And you know what? You won't be, oh, I saw this coming 100% when all of a sudden we're going to the first with 0. You'll be surprised, and the story might excite you again if you just take a step back. That's all I had to say. Hope everyone is having a great time. We're playing through Armored Core 6 right now on stream, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're doing more raiding and trials in 14. And I hope to see you guys there on Twitch, and I hope to see you guys in some of my other YouTube videos. I plan on having some other like video essays coming out. Hopefully, I don't know if I have the time. I'm trying to find the time to do that kind of stuff. We'll see. Have a great day.